Hello, I'm Dr. Guy Yatros from Dental Sleep Solutions in your DS3 software. I'd like to talk today about the EMA appliance. In particular, we'll talk about how you can tighten this device very easy with a pair of Hilliard pliers. First, I want to talk about the EMA itself for just a moment. The EMA is oftentimes an underutilized device. We underestimate it because it's so simple, but its simplicity also makes it a great device. It takes up very little tongue room, and it's one of the smallest devices that's out there today for your patients. A lot of patients prefer this device who are aesthetically oriented because it's very similar to the orthodontic Invisalign type trays. And it's just a really a comfortable device for a lot of patients. We adjust the device based on the various bands that we can put on. So the bands come in 4 different rigidities, and it also comes in I think about 9 different lengths. And if you want to make your life easier, if you're going to be doing EMAs, then do what we've done here and go ahead and get yourself a tackle box is what we've used, and we have all the bands in here that we use on a regular basis, and we can just buy those from wherever you get your EMAs made, and we buy extra ones, and we have them in this kit so that we can quickly decide which bands will be the best for any given patient. So we typically use the yellow or blue bands because they're more rigid. Maybe start the patient out with the white bands, but the yellow or blue are where we end up, and sometimes the clear, because it goes from white to yellow to blue to clear as far as rigidities, and over time these get stretched out, and the more rigid the band, the less it'll get stretched out. So we'll typically end up with the yellow or blue, and I would say most commonly the blue. When you place these bands, make sure you have the number facing outward for your patient, because there's a little relieved area around the attachment here, and it will stay on better. So a lot of times I see these reversed, so just always remember the numbers go out. And it's a great device. We use the EMA quite often. One of the challenges we had with the EMA earlier was if it was loose, how do I fix that? We tried to reline it with ortho-acrylic, which will work, but it's a lot of work. And so now I'm going to show you how we can tighten one of these very quickly with a pair of Hilliard pliers. One of my colleagues showed me these really neat pliers called Hilliard pliers, and we'll put that up on the screen with how you get a hold of the company there. And if you can see, there's a little plunger on one end of the pliers, and then there's a slot on the other end. I don't know if you can zoom in on that to see. And these are made for Invisalign, but what they do is they can make a little undercut right in the interproximal areas to make these EMAs tighter very quickly. So all you need is the Hilliard pliers and a torch. So we'll heat up the torch here. Okay, just take the plunger part only and heat it up until it gets kind of red. And sometimes you'll have to do this in multiple places. I usually start on the buccal of the molars. And you just take it, and hopefully you can get a video of this when I do it, and I put it right in the proximal here, and we squeeze it through like that. Can you see that coming through? Makes a little indentation. Makes a little bubble right in between the interproximal, typically on the molar, and you can do it on the lingual as well. I'll do it on the other side. Let's heat it up. Remember, just the plunger part. Go to the patient's left side. Again, usually we'll start with the molars. You can do it in the anterior too. I don't know if you can see that coming through there, but it pushes right through and it makes a little indentation. Now you can see it right there is a little bit more of an undercut going in interproximal. Okay, let's try it in and see what we have. Turn this off. There we go. So, all right, we'll see if this fits a little tighter now. We'll put it in. We want to get a nice snap so it doesn't pop out. Okay. Much tighter. All right, does that feel better?
Much better.